What's up? It's Michael Faze here, and welcome to another kick tutorial. And for today, I'm going to be showing you a few techniques that will help you get the perfect pitch kick, similar to artists like W&W, Hardwell, Umedascan, Headhunters. The list goes on. Now, before we begin, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe and bell icon so you don't miss out on any new content and music. Now, without further ado, let's get to the kicks. Now, the first thing I did here was I finished the kick that I did from yesterday. I liked having two versions of the kick, one that's a little bit separated and one that's completely straight. The first method is through Edison, and the first thing you want to do here is after you record your kick, you can see from the beginning, this is the attack, and then around here, if I take the magnet off, that would be where the tail is. Now, I would zoom in a little bit more just so I can get this extra bit. Now in Edison, there's a pitch sample, time stretch, there you go. And we're going to use 3 mono, and let's see, right now we're in F, so let's go to G, 2 semitones up. Now that sounds good, but remember that when you pitch the kick, the sample length might shorten a little bit, so you might want to turn this time multiplier thing up just a little bit, or even closer. There we go. And there's one method. Now, if I would have highlighted everything a little bit closer, it would probably sound a little bit smoother. Closer. There you go. Nope, not reverb, buddy. Time stretch. There you go. And there's your G kick. Now, that method's great and all, but I personally prefer exporting the top section by itself and then the tail separately, and then loading it into Contact. And for this reason specifically, sometimes you might not want to do a one-pitched kick, and then having too many kick samples can, cost some CPU, and I like to avoid that. And you can just get different style of kicks. Essentially, this would be the kick and bass. So I have the top exported over here. If I let me take that out so that way I can start from scratch and you guys see what I'm talking about. All right, so refresh. There's the top. There's the tail. Now Omni, set everything to Omni so that way when I hit it, it's set. Now, for the initial attack, you don't need to track the pitch. I think that's more for like hardstyle kicks when you're using like raw kicks. So you can do those, those pitch kick rolls. For this type of music, house or big room, you don't really need to do that. I always set the root note, even if it's the attack and the wavelength. So about here should be fine. Now for the tail, we go here, tracking. Time Machine 2 is probably one of my favorite ones. Now I need to set the map F. Now notice there's a little gap, and I did that on purpose because I want to fine tune this to my liking. Now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Get the wave scope. Scope is your best friend for this. Going to I would detach the window, but OBS won't record that. So alright, so for now we'll leave that right there. Is it the ending too? Now for speed, I normally drop the speed a little bit. This in turn gives some more grit. Right, and then you test it out and see if it works in all the kicks. Now I learned the kick pitching through a friend of mine named Teddy Glow. He also goes by Pulsator. Some of you know him. He has always taught me this technique, and it's really cool that you can set the pitch on every note, and if you notice that there's some separation, you can just adjust the kick, fade the sample on contact, and then you should be good. Now, let me fix this. Should be tracking, but it's... There you go. Now I want to slightly adjust that. And there you go. That's my process of pitching kicks. I would go with the route of contact. Personally, you get a much cool result, and you have more control of your bass. And there's a bunch of different algorithms that you can use, from Time Machine to Time Machine, which was the original way that I used to do it. But notice there's some separation there as to Time Machine 2. Then there's Pro, which I haven't messed too much with Pro. You can get all sorts of different results, and it's awesome for making unique kicks. That's pretty much it for today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're new here, show some love by subscribing. Or if you'd like to help a brother out, my Patreon link is in the description. Lastly, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.